Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Reiner, your host of the Independent Doctors of Pahrump, a TV show that airs Monday night on Channel 46. I want to remind you that I am a practicing physician in Pahrump, and I'm an independent practitioner, which means I am not bought by any insurance company or corporate medicine. We provide the highest level of care. We have nurse practitioners. We have other physicians, specialists who come to our office. Please come visit me. I'm at 1316 East Calvada here in the heart of Pahrump. Thank you. Okay, we're back, and we have Joyce on the phone. Joyce.
Hi, this is basically for Dr. Christensen.
Good.
You were my husband Ivan's doctor for all the physical therapy.
Could you ask that again? What was the...
Pretty much, he has pretty much used up all of his options as far as torn meniscus, where they need to cut all the trim out of there, and he's used up all his cortisone shots, prednisone shots.
So are you looking for somebody to debride an injury?
And he is going to see Dr. Sipes.
Yeah, Dr. Sipes is the orthopedist.
It's been an injury for a long time.
Okay. What is
right. And so Dr. Sipes has been talking about doing a partial knee replacement.
Okay.
And then he has to sign a release saying if the partial knee replacement doesn't work, they'll do a full knee replacement.
All right.
What are the chances? Is it possible for you to tell me how do they actually know once they get in there if they have to do a full or a partial?
If he's done the studies, if he's done the MRIs, and Dr. Sipes, let me tell you, is very good at what he does. If he's done his studies, if he's done the MRIs, if he's got the CAT scans, he'll have an idea before he even opens, and he'll go in with the scope before he even does that, what procedure he has in mind. Is it for your husband?
Yes, Ivan.
Yeah, so he'll have an idea, and if he's discussed a partial with your husband, then he's got that data in front of him. He's not just going to take your husband into the surgery room and start doing surgery and make a determination whether he's going to do a full knee or a partial knee.
Well, I think she said that he was going to do a partial. If that didn't work out, he was going to come back and do a full knee. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I heard or not. But I think it's really hard for us to speak on what Dr. Sipes is trying to do because we don't know. We don't know the case per se. So
right.
But I will say that. Based on, they should make a decision, at least in my mind, they should make a decision they're either going to do a partial or they're going to do a total. And I can see some validity to doing a partial knee and hopefully that it works, if there's, and then coming back and doing the total knee. Because when they do a partial knee, they don't really cut too much into the bone, they put a plate on the high wear area. So it's like they're doing a limited segment of the, because some people will wear on the medial side of their knee or they'll wear on the outside. You know, no leg is exactly perfect. And they would go in with a plate and put it in on half of the knee. And then, but they can still go in and do a total knee if that doesn't work because they haven't put anything down into the bone. They haven't cut. I mean, they basically cut the knee off and they, you know, come into the marrow. And I mean, it's a, you know, a brutal procedure, but that's where they
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, they put it all in there. So
those partials have been very successful.
Oh,
I mean, very successful.
Minimally invasive is the way to go if you can do that. But a lot of people, Joyce, have what they call tri-compartment osteoarthritis, okay? Which means every compartment of the knee is affected with wear and tear on the joint. Those are the people that really need a total knee. Okay, if it's just limited on one particular part, then a partial or minimally invasive knee replacement should work. And you want to go to someone who's done quite a few of them because that's who gives you the best results. So, and I know Sipe's done a lot of surgery in his time. So, I hope that answers your question.
Well, it does answer my question. Now, would he go for physical therapy? Would he go back to you, Dr. Christensen?
Yes, he can come to us for his physical therapy.
And do you know about how many months it takes or weeks, or does that depend on the certain person?
Everybody is different, but usually with a partial, 4 weeks and they're back. They're really good after 2 weeks. 4 weeks they're rehabbed and they're on their way.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of feedback, Joyce. You really need to turn the TV off in the background.
My TV is. I have a speakerphone. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So, well, you answered my questions. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing you, Dr. Christensen, at your office.
Well, thank you, Joyce.
Thank you.
And thanks for the call.
Yep, thank you very much.
Yeah, those partial knees, they rehab fast, and they're, you know.
Yeah, well, that's why they call them minimally invasive. I mean, I wish we had a picture of it, but it's basically a total knee is like this, or a total hip. You know, you've got this thing that goes way down into the bone, and the other thing too is the lifespan of a total knee is about 10 years. So I've seen young people, you know, my age and younger that have gotten a total knee, and it's like, what do you do? In 10 years, they're going to have another one. They just don't last like 60 years. They last only 10.
Yeah. Well, they're lasting a lot longer now than they did 10, 15 years ago. They give you 5 years, and now some of them last, you know, but the new technology and the new metals and things that they're using, you know, people are up skiing, people are out playing tennis. Yeah. You know, and
yeah, they're doing a lot of joints, but I mean, it's a work in progress, and
well, you're going to see more and more of it, in my opinion, as the demographics and age gets older,
and maybe less and less if we, you know, depending on what the economy can afford and what the system can afford too. So, you know, I don't want to get on that.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah, don't get me going on politics. You know, it's really interesting. I have this discussion, but I have to zip it up. I mean, and no, I am not, and I'll say this for the record, I am not a Hillary supporter. She is crooked. I believe that to the hilt, and if you're a Democrat, too bad. That's just the way I feel.
You just couldn't help it, could you?
I'm just telling everybody right up front. I will be voting for Donald Trump, so that's just the way it goes. So.
Well, that should get the phones ringing off the hook.
No, I don't. You know, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Oh,
you know, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So the only way you keep me from voting for Donald Trump is to hog tie me and don't let me go to the polls. So.
You're an absentee ballot anyway. It's probably already done.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm definitely going to do an absentee ballot. So, But I do encourage people to get out and vote and support whichever candidate you believe is the best.
I think like no other time in history, this presidential election, people need to get out and vote.
Yeah, well, and you know, someone told me the other day, they said, you know what the problem is with this election, don't you? And I said, what? And he said, somebody has to win. So there can't be a loser. So that's all there is to it. Anyway, there was a neat thing I was watching on Fox News. They were talking about Hillary's health.
Yeah,
and
they've been
a
on
big
that a lot.
discussion about her health and what's been going on. And I was listening to the doctors trying to put together what was happening with her health. And they had this thing of her doing this, you know, seizure and concussion and this falling. They had a picture of her falling on the plane. And you look at her, I mean, you look at her years ago when Bill Clinton in the 90s, I mean, that lady has aged incredibly over the last 20 years. I mean, it isn't like...
Well, I think Bill will do that to you.
and I'm going to tell you right now, that man has Alzheimer's to some degree. He has that blank stare on his face. It's just probably too much partying at times. But I think Hillary is not very healthy. But you know, nobody's ever going to factor that into the equation on who they vote for. They just won't do it. I mean, they don't factor anything else into it. But it's a shame that, on some respects, that we have this. You know, the media is incredibly the problem today. And one of the things, you know, I wanted to do was put together. I believe that the only impact you can make on the media not covering the news fairly is to not support the products that are advertised on the biased media. So it's just getting that message out to the people, which products are, you know, which advertisers are paying for ABC, which is all about communism, and CNN, which is Communist News Network. So it's those people in NBC, which is nothing but communism. So if you have those networks, those are the people that, you know, find out who's supporting those new networks and don't buy their products. Money talks and, you know, BS walks. So that's just the way I feel. And with that,
great show tonight.
Yeah, thank you callers for calling in. We really appreciate it. It really is lively and stimulating. And until next week, thank you very much.
Thank you.